Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going into the arena Act 5 and we're going to take care of quest Act 5 Chapter 4, the fourth path on that quest, which is Do the Impossible. And we are going to be taking in Nick Fury, Hyperion, Star-Lord, Captain America Infinity War, and Dr. Voodoo. And we have masochism, resilience, rage, we have brute force, we have poison and bleed and vitality. We are going to go with D, brute force. And we are going to explain what brute force is in a second. But we are going to go down and the first fight in this lane is going to be Magneto. And if we look at it, brute force, if the attacker hasn't landed a hit in 6 seconds, they begin to degenerate, losing 100% of their total health over 30 seconds. Landing a hit removes the degeneration and resets the timer. So what you really want to do with this is make sure you land a hit every 6 seconds. So it's pretty simple. Each node though has a specific other feature to the node. So I suggest when you do these quests, you check the nodes, you check the information for the nodes, I should say, so that you make sure that you know exactly what you're walking into and who you want to bring into the fight. The first fight, I'm going to use Star-Lord. And as you can see, this is a 5-star, and he is a level 5, rank 5 Star-Lord with about about 22. That's it, 22 sig levels on him. So he's not very ramped up. And he finishes off this fight with 0 hits in less than 30 hits. 29 hits is what that took. And we're going right away into the second fight. It is going to be Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. And we are going to take Hyperion into this. Again, brute force is active. But again, when damaged by a special attack, the tech AI, the enemy gains 1 bar of power. So again, you got to pay attention to all the specific individual nodes. But all of them have this brute force active on the nodes. So pay attention. You need to be aggressive and land hits every 6 seconds or you're going to get that degeneration going on. So I'm going to take a Hyperion against Stark Enhanced Spidey and we are going to fire off this SP2. Or we didn't get to it. We got straight to SP3 because of the power gain, which is fantastic. We're going to fire off the SP3. And we're going to start doing some insane damage to this Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. Now my Hyperion gets cosmic charges, and because I dashed back and held the dash back for 2 seconds, you see he starts regenerating at a rapid rate, which is fantastic with Hyperion. That's one of his best features. And then we have Stark Enhanced as SP3, but at SP2 did a stun, and that's it, fight is over. So talk about raw damage and talk about being able to regenerate. Hyperion is the guy that can do it all, and this SP1 is devastating. So definitely one of the better champions to rank up as soon as possible. You should have no problems ranking up or hesitation to rank up Hyperion above all other cosmic champions. He's just so very good. Now we have Thor Ragnarok, and we're going to bring in Nick Fury. Again, the tip with Nick Fury is to do your parry. When they're in stun, you want to fire off your heavy so that you start inflicting bleeds. As you can see, the bleed counter, 6 or more bleeds goes into an internal bleed. And then you start working on your second 6 bleeds, 7 bleeds. It goes into 2 internal bleeds, and the bleeds just keep stacking on this guy. He's at SP3. Even if he fires off his SP3, we're not worried. This is the decoy Nick Fury, so don't worry about it. This is just a decoy. And he also has a lot more damage when he gets into the real Nick Fury. So again, we take that SP3 like a champ, parry, and we're going to go to work SP2, and this is all over. Not bad for the decoy, right? The decoy does a ton of damage, and this is a rank 5 awakened Nick Fury. Not rank 5, sorry. It's a 5-star rank 4. He's not quite at rank 5 yet. And here we go, and we are going into it with the Punisher And let's take a look at the node information, brute force, and then this defender is more likely to activate SP2. So we do not want to push this guy past SP2. And the reason why we don't want to have him 2 bars of power or more is he's going to wreck you if he fires off that SP2, because it is not going to be able to dex that very well. You're going to be very lucky to dex his SP2. The most you could hope for is a block, and his SP2 still does damage on the block. So you don't want to have that happen. We still have Nick Fury just in case that happens and wrecks us. But as you can see, those bleeds, 859, almost 900 bleed stacks on this guy coming in at a time. And we're going to just go to work with those bleeds, get in a couple crits, not a lot of crits, but the bleed is what is doing its work. And we have 2 internal bleeds. We're going for a 3rd one. Wasn't quite able to get it to 3, but he's firing off the SP1s, which is what we want. We do not want to push this guy to SP2, and job done. We took 0 hits, 49 hits, game over. Okay, next guy is Karnak. Now Karnak, let's see what his node information is. And because he's a skill champion, we're going to get Nick Fury right involved. He is going to be brute force as well. Nick Fury is just going to, let's push him to the next level. This is, the decoy is dead. The real Nick Fury is here. And with the real Nick Fury comes the real punishment. He is going to wreak havoc on this guy instantly. He does his true strike, but that's not going to come into play because we're just going to constantly apply those bleeds, and that's it. Unblockable, and he's dead. So Nick Fury is actually accomplishing quite a lot on this part so far. Now the other champs could handle any one of these champions so far, but I think Nick Fury is the one we want to use up. If he dies, the rest of the champions get a 10% attack bonus anyway, so why not bring him to the table? Brute force again, and this guy has armor up abilities 40% more effective. So anyone with armor up, you bring in Hyperion. His SP1 takes care of that armor up with no problem, with the exception of the recently buffed Colossus. The only one that could take out his armor ups are tech champions with that armor break. So Punisher 2099 could take it out. Star-Lord with his element gun could take it out with SP2. So quite a few champions could armor break him. And this guy is done. Couple SPs, ones, incinerate damage to death. And this is again a 5-star rank 5 Hyperion. So he's fully ranked, and his signature level is at just over about 110. So quite insane damage. He does not need to be higher signature than that. We have the brute force again, and then this time Guillotine's soul charges never expire. So you want to just, well, any one of these fights you need to be aggressive, because you do not want that brute force to be active. 6 hits every, you need to hit them within 6 seconds, or you're going to get that degenerating debuff. We're going to bring in Captain America Infinity War, his synergy with tech champions, and we do have Star-Lord on the team. Could reverse healing if that's possible with her soul blade, because she does do some healing. As you can see, we petrified her, we stunned her, and now we're gonna go work. We have a slow buff on her as well. That is that little spirally red icon on the screen that slows down her. I believe it is the power gain it slows down. And there you go. She is out. So at least you guys get to see in these videos who's on the path and who you need to bring in, what type of champions in order to accomplish the goal of finishing this path completely. We have Rocket Raccoon, Brute Force and Force, but then he has his enhanced SP1, which is 30% more damage and is unblockable. So you need to finish him off without pushing him to that SP1. And if he goes to SP1, push him straight to that SP2 so he does not fire off the SP1. I'm going to bring Hyperion to fire off those charges. And hopefully it pushes him over real fast. I was hoping right here. He's at SP1. I hope he will not go and fire off that SP1 on me. And he did not. And I missed that incinerate the second time. He's still holding block, but I'm very lucky. I got a parry, and that's it. All done. But again, very, very fortunate that he didn't put in that SP1. So sometimes you just get lucky, and then sometimes you get wrecked. That's how the game goes. So, we into the man that bleeds. Yondu. Bleeds you to death. We want to bring in Hyperion again to SP him. This defender is more likely to activate SP2. Brute force is in effect in all of these matches, like I said before. And Hyperion is going to... We want to just get him down within 6 seconds. We want to fire off those hits. We do not want to wait. Normally, I would just bait out those specials and back off. But you cannot afford that in these fights, guys. You cannot just... I would just back off and let Hyperion gain health or energy, not energy, power. He let his power gain go. But we need to land a hit within 6 seconds before we get degenerating. And then here we go, incinerate. I'm down to 14% here. This is going to be close, but no match for incinerates on Hyperion. That is why he's such a fantastic fight. So far, Hyperion and Nick Fury is doing most of the work. Star-Lord, however, if you look at his health bar, he took on a fight, had 0 damage because of his insane block proficiency. He's almost as good as Captain America, and I think better with the synergy of Drax, because now you have double increase, 100% perfect block available. This guy has 50% power gain, and I forgot that Ronan actually punishes you when you have a lot of debuffs on him, and you run a lot of debuffs. And my Dr. Voodoo, although it's a right class matchup for this guy, is a bad matchup with him because he applies a lot of buffs. And because he's applying a lot of buffs and I have a lot of buffs, we push this guy to SP3. And when you push him to SP3, it's lights out because that insane stun with that SP3 gives you no chance to defend. And Dr. Voodoo, which is normally very good in these fights, out of the game against Ronan. That is why I said there are no fantastic, outrageous champs. Every champ serves a purpose, and you wouldn't think that Ronan is that good, but in this case, very good against certain champs. So every champion has a place in the game. And here we have Nick Fury. We want to parry, we want to stack those bleeds. Although we stacking buffs on this guy, we want to stay away from him. And we definitely do not want to push him to SP3. We learned our lesson in the last go around. And then Nick Fury could lay back and bleed him to death at least for 3 to 5 seconds. And he's down anyway. Let's use some energy here. And we are going in against Phoenix. And let's see what her node is going to be. Every node is specific. All with brute force, but she has recovery, healing, and regeneration ability to recover 100% more health. So we do not, well, she's going to get to the death mode and die anyway, and then she's going to regenerate. So we want to make sure that we take her out as soon as possible when we have that knockout blow. Not giving her too much time to regenerate too much power. And let's do who is going to take her out. Captain America, I'm thinking, is going to take her out. Star-Lord could take her out, but we already have Nick Fury at 23%. He's at his strongest damage output, under 30% right now. The real Nick Fury, that is. So let's just use him up. And hopefully we could rush her at the end and take it out. She does not take any damage when she's regenerating. As you see, the right of Phoenix, she takes no damage. But we paid the price for it. See, we should have never rushed in when she's right to the Phoenix to regenerate because she takes absolutely no damage and then she could wreck you. So Captain America is good to go in this fight. Boom. He builds that kinetic charge. She revives again. And if you didn't know it, Phoenix has one of the highest, what do you call it? Not PI. It's going to come to me. Let's see. Prestige. There you go. Highest prestige. I know it's going to come to me. Okay. Let's do some energy. And then we have two fights to go here now. I believe the last fight is going to be MODOK. But we have no idea who we have. So I'm going to bring the best of the best into the game. We're going to bring Star-Lord into it. And I guess it's just my personal preference. I mean, everyone has a personal charm that they like. But I just love the damage that this guy does. Pure raw damage. Does not care what node it is on. He's going to pound you to death. And we have a powerful 19K plus Hulk. We're going to try to stay away from his SP2. We're going to power drain him with that SP2. You got to love Star-Lord for that. He power drains you, and we needed that power drain before we pushed Hulk to SP3. That was a risk and a chance, but again, it didn't matter because with the raw pounding power of Star-Lord, the job is done. Now, and that, by the way, again, 5-star Star-Lord, rank 5. And we got the guy himself that is annoying as hell to fight. Everyone could agree on that, I'm sure. The key to this guy is to do the intercepts. He has a force field. Charges can only be removed by unblockable or heavy attacks. So you need to land heavies on this guy. The opponent generates power when striking this champion's block. So you don't want to block, you probably want to intercept, and you probably want to just land some heavies on this guy. So I'm going to bring in Captain America first, save my Star-Lord. Let's test the guy. Always good to test him out with someone else first. This is not a Lance War where you need instant first-time kills. We could test champions out here and see what they like to fight, so you know how to adjust your gameplay for the second fight. So that's the next tip in game playing, especially when you're fighting bosses. We hold block, we build a kinetic charge. Hopefully I can get him up to an SP2 and fire it off before he kills me. That would be cool to see. Fire the heavy off to get the shield down. We got the shield down, but we got hit by that SP1. So now we know exactly what we're doing. Let's bring in Hyperion and see how he does against him. Hyperion is at 15%. 15% health. Heavy to take away the shield. Heavy to take away the shield. Fire up the SP1. Get that incinerate going. We need to drop a heavy again to get rid of the shield. So pay attention to the nodes, guys. He held the block, so he blocked that SP1. Again, he puts the shield up, so we need to drop a heavy at some point to get rid of it before we could fire off our next attack. He's blocking. He's annoying as hell. We finally catch a break. We stun him, and this is all the break we need. We're going to fire it off again. And we're going to fire that SP1 and lights out. Did not need Star-Lord. And I hope you like the gameplay, guys. That's it for today. Work less, play more, enjoy life. And just take a look at the rewards.